Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/scriptnoteshow, that's all one word, scriptnoteshow, and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/scriptnoteshow to get started today. Why Audible? Audible content includes an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original audio shows, news, comedy, and more from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, and entertainers. And so what we enjoy most about Audible is being able to not only save time, but also money as well with a membership. And you can enjoy books like one of our favorites around here, You Need a Budget. So make sure, again, to go download your free audiobook today at audibletrial.com/scriptnoteshow. Again, that's audibletrial.com/scriptnoteshow for your free audiobook of your choice today. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Script Note Show. I'm your host, Matt Tillman. So for today's episode, I just wanted to kind of talk about more of a newsy type event. A lot of you out there may have heard already, but coming off the heels of the announcement of Equifax's data breach settlement, on Monday it was announced that 100 million applicants of Capital One's credit card products were affected by a breach as well. Devlin Barrett, writing for the Washington Post, Capital One, the Virginia-based bank with a popular credit card business, announced Monday that a hacker had accessed about 100 million credit card applications, and investigators say thousands of Social Security and bank account numbers were also taken. The FBI has arrested a Seattle area woman, Paige A. Thompson, on a charge of computer fraud and abuse, according to court records. The hack appears to be one of the largest data breaches ever to hit a financial services firm. In 2017, the credit reporting company Equifax disclosed that hackers had stolen the personal information of 147 million people. Last week, it reached a 700 million settlement with U.S. regulators over that breach. So with that, Capital One is saying that the hack is expected to cost them to the tune of 100 million to 150 million in the near term. While I am grateful that the perpetrator has been caught, I am deeply sorry for what has happened, said Richard D. Fairbank, Capital One's chairman and CEO. I sincerely apologize for the understandable worry this incident must be causing those affected, and I am committed to making it right. As part of the breach announcement, Capital One stated that no credit card numbers or login credentials had been compromised, nor was the vast majority of Social Security numbers on the affected applications. Make sure you check out the link in the show notes. USA Today has a really great summary about steps that can be taken and what else you might need to know. And then here are some additional tips and steps to take from the site Wallet Hub if you think you may have been impacted. Wallet Hub says, in the aftermath of Capital One's announcement on Monday that roughly 100 million credit card applications had been compromised in a data breach, exposing an estimated 77,000 bank account numbers and 140,000 Social Security numbers, many consumers likely have questions and concerns for their own wallets. With that in mind, the free credit score website Wallet Hub has some tips for how potential victims can keep their financial info safe. So make sure, for one thing, to sign up for 24/7 credit monitoring. This way you'll find out immediately if someone tries to open an account in your name. Wallet Hub, for example, does offer 24/7 monitoring of your TransUnion credit report. Make sure to enable two-factor authentication. Capital One was hacked, however, your cell phone wasn't, so be sure to use that as another layer of protection when logging into your email account and financial websites. A freeze is better than an alert. It probably isn't necessary in this case, but if you really want to protect yourself from fraudulent borrowing, be sure to freeze your 3 major credit reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and then this will help to prevent anyone but you from accessing them, which will make it impossible to take out a loan or line of credit. A fraud alert, in contrast, doesn't actually do all that much. Another way you can protect yourself is to make sure to suppress any fraudulent info. While you can dispute run-of-the-mill credit report inaccuracies, it's best to use a process called suppression blocking to get rid of negative info resulting from identity theft. In short, this can help make it so the records in question can't make a reappearance after they're initially removed. Never respond to unsolicited requests for information. So don't be surprised if you happen to see an uptick in unsolicited calls and emails requesting personal information. Just be sure to never answer if you didn't ask to be contacted. For even more advice, you can check out WalletHub's Identity Theft Guide, as well as the steps you should take if your identity is stolen. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll give you a little bit of a Q&A with WalletHub's CEO. Welcome back. So, as part of their guide, WalletHub included a brief Q&A with their CEO, who is a former senior director at Capital One. First question, does this mean it's not safe to apply for a Capital One credit card? He says, I don't believe that people should avoid applying for Capital One credit cards because of this breach. Pretty much any other big company could easily be in Capital One's shoes right now, as they're all under digital fire from hackers. You actually have to give Capital One some credit for how they've handled this issue thus far. They assisted in the swift apprehension of the perpetrator and were transparent in their announcement, he said. Capital One has been among the most technologically sophisticated credit card companies for years, and you can bet they will double down on making this type of breach as unlikely as possible in the future. Given that, and the fact that Capital One credit cards are some of the best on the market, there's no need for consumers to stay away. Next question was, how worried should recent Capital One credit card applicants be? Recent Capital One credit card applicants should certainly be more worried than usual and especially vigilant following the company's data breach, he said. But the bottom line is that most people's personal information has probably already been stolen at least once. So considering the many big data breaches that have occurred in recent years. So we should all be worried, and we should all be signing up for free 24/7 credit monitoring, set up two-factor authentication, and review our credit card and bank statements closely. Finally, he's asked, what explains Social Security numbers being stolen from business credit card applications? He says some people may find it curious that the roughly 144,000 Social Security numbers stolen in Capital One's data breach were from applications for business credit cards. But that's actually pretty standard. Nearly all small business credit cards require applicants to list their Social Security number, he said. The reason is that most small businesses are an extension of their owner's personal finances, and applicants generally have more personal credit history to evaluate. So business owners are also held personally liable for business credit card balances. So there you have it. So if you recently applied for a Capital One credit card, you may want to make sure you do sign up for some sort of credit monitoring service from somewhere. There's tons of sites out there, places like Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, WalletHubs, of course, offers one. I believe another site, NerdWallet, offers one as well. So make sure you do check those out, especially if you did apply for a card recently, to help prevent from any potential information getting out there that you might not want otherwise. So hopefully this kind of helped you out and kind of gave you a rundown on what's been going on with that event recently. So that will be it for today's episode. Otherwise, if you like what you hear and heard in this episode, would love it if you could leave us a review, and be sure to subscribe on your preferred podcast listening platform. We appreciate all the support, and again, make sure to check out scriptnotes.com. We continue to post additional content on there as well. And as always, if you want to leave us a voice message through the Anchor app, or you can do it through any app now, that's a great feature that Anchor added as well. And always feel free to reach out to Matt at script-notes.com. As always, thank you again for your continued support, and we'll talk to you again soon. See ya.